Welcome back. Today I don't have enough time to do the Lichess analysis that I normally do plus anything else, and that's been happening for a couple of days, so I'm going to skip the Lichess rapid analysis and do two tomorrow because I need to play a rapid game today, so I've just pulled this up. When I say I need to, I haven't played one in a while on chess.com, and I think that that it's time, but let's just go, and I'm going to do my best, and I'm willing to accept, that it might be tough. Let's just click play and see what we get. Okay, I got the black, blah, blah, blah. I can't speak today. I'll play the Caro-Kann defense. I see that a lot. I'm not sure exactly what to do other than play this. Usually they take. They did not. Okay, then I will take. I think that's all right. A lot of times they drop that knight in here. They did not. They went after the pawn immediately. Okay, I think I can develop the knight to defend that pawn. Hopefully get this bishop out before too long. Maybe here. But I also need to get the other bishop out and castle. Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave the light squared bishop in. I'll get this out somewhere like here, and then I will castle. Already, I'm pretty sure I'm in unfamiliar territory. Let's take that and castle. I think I'm okay. I think I can chase the bishop back and develop these pieces like so. Maybe. Oh, it went that way? Okay, let's see if we can push it back a little further and gain some space. Space is always good, right? That doesn't help the bishop. It still has to go back and gives me a little bit of control here. It just means that we're going to have a little bit of a trade there. So let me go ahead and develop a piece. If they want to trade, we'll take it. Now, if they push forward, I probably just made a mistake. They didn't push forward. I was worried for a second I was going to be locked in. Okay. This pawn's undefended. Should I take it and then threaten the rook? Let's see about that. I am threatening the rook. I assume they need to do something to defend it. I don't know. Let's see, what can they do to defend it? Can they do anything to defend it? Oh, they can move it over. Well, that worked out well for them. Okay, I do notice that my queen is undefended here, so that's not ideal. But I also don't think they can check me immediately. Oh, I just hung my bishop. Great job. Okay. They did not take it. All right, well, that's good for me. Let's put this here to save myself from losing the bishop. I mean, I'm going to have to trade for it, right? But that's how it goes. And since my opponent didn't see that my bishop was hanging down here, I'm still up 2 points of material. Looks like 2 pawns. I would like to develop this knight someplace. I guess I could develop it here, but that hangs the pawn. So let's develop it here, see where the rook moves. It might go here and try to trade off. It didn't. Okay, I thought it was going to. All right, well, let's threaten the rook again. They took the pawn. Okay, I'll do that, and then looks like I'll get a free knight here. Unless I miscalculated, which has happened. So now I'm up 6 points of material. I don't want to give up the queen for a rook, so I won't do that. Although, you know what I could do? I could pull this rook over here to the d file. If they take my rook, if they take my queen, then I'll take theirs and I'll have a mate. And if they take my rook, then I'll have a mate. So let me do that. They have to run with their queen. Wait, they didn't have a good place to put it, did they? Okay. Well, let's drop right here. And maybe pick up a bishop along the way. I feel pretty confident right now, but things could always go wrong, and of course we hope that they don't, but sometimes they do. All right, let's swing this knight over here, and now we have a bunch of pieces aimed at that bishop. I don't want to check right now because they could block with their bishop, right? Oh, they just gave up the rook? Okay, for the knight, I'll take that. And when I assume they'll take back, oh, they resigned, okay. Oh. All right, well, I'm glad that didn't last long because, as I said, I have some things to do later and I didn't have a bunch of time, but I could have gone a little further on this one. I think I made a couple of mistakes early. I don't know if it'll count them as blunders or mistakes, but let's run the game review and find out. Wow, I'm having trouble speaking today. I did make 3 misses and 4 mistakes. No, that's them. I made 3 misses and 2 blunders. Okay, I thought I did. But it looks like it was ahead most of the time. Oh, I had blunders that late? I thought I had a blunder or mistake early on when I hung the bishop. Oh no. I really outplayed my opponent in that one? I don't think that's really accurate. That makes it sound like I did a great job. I think it's, according to this, it almost looks like my opponent and I were competing to see who had the most blunders and they won. Yeah, that's not good for either one of us. If that happens to be you, thank you for the game. I'm going to try to go through quickly. I'm not going to do the analysis board because, again, I don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to click the start the review, and it's going to do this, and it'll say that was the last book move. Okay, next. That was best? Okay, why did it stop on best? They've changed this, haven't they? Used to, it only stopped on mistakes and whatnot. That's a mistake. Okay. I'm trying to do this as black. Yeah, they've changed this since I haven't done this game review next in a while, but I was pretty sure that it used to just stop on my mistakes. Okay, next. That was a miss. All right, what should I have done instead? Should I have immediately played here? No. Yeah, okay, that would have been worse. Well, it's a good thing I did what I did then. Should I have gone here? I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have been good. Is it saying I should have just gone ahead and developed the bishop? Inaccurate, but it's even worse than the miss. So, okay, come on. What should I have played? Okay, I should have taken the free pawn quickly now. All right. I missed that pawn a lot. Oh, when I said the other one would have been worse, it wasn't because I was going with the minus instead of the plus. Oh my. Well, usually I'm pretty decent at math. Okay. Maybe I should have gone to the analysis board because that game review is throwing me off the way that it works. Okay, sorry, where were we? We were here, and I should have taken the pawn. Okay, that's very clear. Next was this, and then my opponent should have played c3 but didn't. They did that, which is a mistake. Oh, again, I can take the pawn. Is this where I saw it? No, that's where I went over there because I was trying to castle. I was trying to develop pieces and castle. All right, they should have played a3 immediately. They did. Should I have taken? It says I should have dropped back. I think if I dropped back, they just would have played that. It says they wouldn't, but I think they would have. Okay, well, taking wasn't horrible, and the game review thought it was best. They took back, of course. Knight b8. Oh, wow. That one's... I still haven't learned to wait until this stops jumping around. b5 would have been best here. I think I waited to play b5. I castled first. It's up there. Castling was okay for my opponent. I should have played b5 now. It's one of my two moves. I did. They should have taken the bishop back to e2, but they went this way instead. I should have played c5 now. Or bishop to b7. Queen to a5. Oh, targeting that undefended pawn. I think if I had done that, they just would have defended it. Okay, so I'm not sure what the big problem with this is, except it says they could play rook to e1 now, or a4. They didn't do either of those. That allowed me to take I still didn't realize I could take the center pawn yet. Okay, I'm going to have to pay more attention to when that center pawn is undefended. They did have to drop this back, and then I still didn't take the center pawn. I put this bishop over here. Okay. They should have played rook to b1, but they didn't. They took here first, which allows me to take back. Did I see the center pawn now? I did. This is when I saw it, and it was one of my top two moves, but b4 would have been best. All right. That was excellent. Yeah, okay. Man, it's unbelievable that I didn't see that. I was trying to think, how can they defend that rook? But all of those moves I saw, looked bad. That one looked bad. This one looked like it gave up a bishop, but I didn't see that for some reason. Okay, but my opponent did, so good job for them. They spent, what it was, 17 seconds and found that move. So good job for them. Oh, I should have played e3. Okay, that's not bad. But taking this pawn wasn't great because it hung the bishop. Right, okay. I did notice that right after I played it. Did I spend a lot of time on that? Oh, I did. That's what, 13 seconds? That's a little bit of a time. Yeah, I should have seen that. I should have played instead e3. It says they would have taken it, and I would have taken with check. They would have moved over, and then I would have played rook to d1. I guess, I've doubled these pawns. I guess it makes sense to do some damage with one of them and get it out of the way, because my other e-pawn, my main e-pawn, it can't go anywhere until this front one gets out of the way. Okay, I think I understand that. Or queen to d3, which is just moving up one. Huh, that's not really targeting anything, though. It is making sure my queen is protected, though. Okay, so they should have taken my bishop here. They missed it and took the pawn instead. That allowed me to play e3 again. I thought it allowed me to move my bishop. Moving my bishop was a blunder, but they shouldn't have taken it. Taking my bishop was a miss. What they should have done, you know what, I'm not here to analyze their blunders. Did I take back with the right piece? Yes, taking back with the queen was best. Okay. I had a couple of reasons. I don't remember what I articulated during the game, but one was so that the queen would be protected in case they ever got some sort of discovery, and the other was to put the queen on a light square so the bishop could never see it. Okay. So I did do right there. They should have played that. Oh, they did. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what was the rationale behind that. But that was one of their best moves. One of their two absolute best moves. What is that doing? I guess they have two pieces lined up on my A pawn. Wow. Okay, well, good job for my opponent for finding that. Getting my knight out was one of my better moves. Oh, wait, it says A6 was actually best, and then they would take here. And then I would play knight to C5, and they would take here. And then I would take back. Well, this way I didn't lose a pawn, right? Oh, they still could have taken the pawn. Oh, that's why. It would have been just as good to go there, because either way they can take the pawn. They didn't want to take the pawn. They just moved over. Knight to e5 was close to one of my best moves, and now they should take the pawn. They didn't think about taking the pawn again. I guess maybe if they didn't see that the queen was guarding that pawn, let's back up one. If they didn't see this, that they could pick up a pawn here, then why did they put the rook on b4 in the first place? That's confusing me now. I thought the reason that they put it here was because they saw that they could pick up this pawn and free their own. But I guess they didn't, and that, of course, gave it up for the knight. Was it my best move to take? Okay, I thought it was. And they should have taken here. They did. Okay. And then I should have taken their queen? No, I should have taken the knight. Okay, good. That was their best move. They played rook to e1, which I know you're supposed to do a lot in a lot of the white openings, and I never know when to do it. It says it's excellent here, but if you look back, that's not one of the top 5. So my opponent is similar to me in that they never know when to play rook to e1. In this case, I understand why they did it. My queen's there, and now I have to do something, right? Okay, good. I wondered about this. Putting one of the rooks here was definitely my best move, and Stockfish had trouble deciding which one was best. I thought that one would be fine. I didn't care if they took this pawn, right? Because if they move their queen, this is mate, and if they move their rook, then this is going to be mate. That was my idea here. So bishop to d2 was their absolute best move. d5 was one of mine with the queen to get it out of the thing. That wasn't great because, and c4 was my best move. I put pressure on the pinned piece here. Rook to e5 was not one of their better moves. Oh, wow. Stockfish was having trouble deciding whether I should take it or play queen to d4 check. It eventually settled on taking with the knight. Okay. And that's where my opponent resigned. Obviously, they realized they had lost a bunch of material and they couldn't move their bishop. I mean, they can, but mate in 13. All right, well, I have to go now, but I'm curious if I put this position into, copy and paste the fen for this position and put it on an analysis board and play against some level of Stockfish, whether or not I could win. I know I can't find mate in 13, but I'm often curious about that. Even if I have a completely dominating position here and probably against any player at my level, I should be able to win this, right? It's not even their best move to take. I mean, it's their second best move. Actually, those two look like they're tied, but it says it's just as good. I have mate in 13, whether they take the knight or they don't take the knight. But yeah, I wonder about that sometimes when I end up with a position like this and my opponent resigns. If I put this in against the 3200 rated Stockfish or Stockfish level, the top one on the other site, how well I would do. Anyway, thank you for spending your time here. I'm glad I got 15 points for this. I was tired at sitting at the lower rating. I do hope to get it back up to 1300 at some point, but I think I stated early in the year that my goal in Rapid this year is just to not get worse, which means staying in the 1200s or going up. Going up is okay. I would still meet my goal, but going down, it's hard on the ego and on your general outlook on life. I'll see you next time.